honestly, we haven't watched anything Romanian related, so we can watch the Balkan universities now.
University.
Honestly, I will say, in the schools one, I was hands in and giving you Romanian school lore. But I didn't go to university in Romania. I did what every single Romanian person does, and I went to the UK to study. So, yeah. Can't really relate, but I'll see what I missed out on.
One of the most important and memorable time periods for any young adult, where they undergo a metamorphosis, transitioning from a bratty high school kid.
Oh, why do you have to use that? Why do you have to use that, though?
To an educated scholar who will lead society further towards progress. However, not in the Balkans. While in the West, university days are fondly looked back upon as a time of experiencing new things, preparing for your future dream job, meeting lifelong friends, going...
Why the UK? For me, mostly was because if I were to go to somewhere like fucking Denmark, I don't know Danish, but I know English. That was the main thing for me. I didn't want to be like... not know the language of the place I'm going to. So the UK was honestly the easiest one just because I know how to speak English, as you can hear, kind of.
To fun parties and bittersweet romances, the university experience in the Balkans was much different and an extremely stressful experience, which for almost every single student manifested into a severe caffeine and nicotine addiction, and most likely explains the discrepancy of life expectancy in Europe. From the get-go, being able to even attend university...
It's crazy how you just see the Balkans and the life expectancy goes down.
Was a battle. Unless your parents were loaded or had a secret stash of generational gold hidden in the attic from the commies, you usually had to bust your ass studying to be at the very top of the university entrance exam. Depending on the university and your major of choice, you'd be allowed to get a free ride to university if you scored in the top 20 to 40 spots.
Yeah,
and
what
if
language
you didn't,
is that? That's not
you'd
Romanian.
have to pay several
So give me 1 second. It's supposed to be winter. I mean, it's autumn or something. Why is it so hot?
thousands of euros per year. So each year, every fresh high school graduate would spend the majority of their last semester and summer vacation at home, becoming one with the chair, as they'd spend hundreds of hours studying like combinatorics, goddamn differential equations.
Dude, I went to uni during COVID. So like, my first year of uni was alright, but the last 2 years were just like, pretty much nothing happened because it was COVID.
And or stupid ass bio and inorganic chemistry, while watching all of their peers go and enjoy their life, while you'd be stuck looking at these godforsaken equations.
Oh god, what even is that?
After months of restless studying, you'd finally go and take the most important exam of your life, only to barely be under the passing line because the entirety of the country is also broke, and their only chance to work a job that's not the local gas station is to be on the very top of the entrance exam result list as well. So then, you'd be forced to either go and take a different entrance exam for a less popular major you don't want to study, or spend a year prepping for next year's entrance exam. Now, even if you pass with the score at the very top, you're still not safe. To keep your sweet government-subsidized education, throughout your enrollment at university, you must continue having a GPA in the top percentile. Otherwise, you'll have to pay for your tuition if you drop below the GPA minimum.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's so stressful. Yeah, the student loans in the UK really are nice. It's like, you only have to pay if your salary is above £30,000 a year. And let's be honest, none of us have that. None of us have that. Okay, that's a lot of money. 30,000 a year, that's a lot. So like, you don't pay as long as you are under that.
By the end of the year. Nevertheless, somehow you'd make it to uni, with blood, sweat and tears. And usually you'd move away from your parents into either the capital of your country or the second largest city with an inferiority complex that thinks it's better than the capital. But it really isn't. But instead of moving to a new cozy...
This is kind of how my first room looked like. Like, it didn't have nice big windows, but it was this type of like just a bed with a dresser. And that's all there was in there.
Apartment like you've seen in all those Hollywood movies. Instead, your new home will be a decrepit 15-meter square concrete box in the far reaches of your city, built in a commie block that hasn't been renovated since 1954.
Well, it has a bidet.
and it already has pre-existing roommates. But don't worry, they're chill, and with a little bit of patience, you will have learned how to make them steal you a beer from the neighbor. For the next 5 to 6 years, you will call this place your home, and you will sustain yourself off of nothing but Malaysian ramen noodles, whatever the bakery downstairs has on sale, which is usually $2.
I love bakery stuff though. Cha, Little Bakery. I always buy stuff from Little Bakery.
Old bread and a half-eaten student sandwich, and the frozen food your parents send you in Tupperware containers.
The teaching assistant job I have right now pays more than 30K a year. What? Is that a European thing? How do you live with less than 30K? I don't know. I don't even think I make 10K a year, and I live pretty darn nice. I rent a room in a shared house, and I eat food, and just live my life, I guess. I guess maybe expenses are higher in the US. Cause I've heard that like minimum wage in the US is like something like $17. Which to me doesn't seem bad, but like our minimum, like I earn like £12 an hour at my part-time job. And from that I make like something like 600 quid a month. And then the rest of income is all streaming and YouTube and all that pulled together. And all together, it just ends up kind of like a full minimum wage, like a full-time minimum wage with extra steps. So rather than me working full-time at the store, I work part-time at the store and do streaming, which kind of just like compensates itself into a full-time like minimum wage salary. I don't know.
Containers that has been in the back of the freezer for longer than you have been walking this earth every other weekend. However, when you're not at home teaching cockroaches tricks, you will be in class. Cute. And let me tell you, it's one of the worst things on earth. Unlike universities in the West, who personify progress and scientific advancement, Balkan universities embody the polar opposite. The classes are usually taught by professors whose date of birth was sometime in the Mesozoic, and their mindset is still with Comrade Tito, even though Tito has been long digested by the worms 6 feet in the ground. As such, their teaching methods are also from a bygone era where Levi's jeans meant your parents were filthy rich, and not that your mom had the rest of the day off and decided to spend
mattress on the floor.
So a lot of the time the curriculum would be practically unchanged since the 70s. What's even worse was the main way you'd study was basically memorizing every single word from either your textbook that seemed...
Honestly, that I can relate to from high school. In high school, that's why I would just memorize stuff. Thank God I got a good memory, man. Otherwise, I'd be dead.
Better days, or the words from your teacher's mouth, and then regurgitating that back to your
It's funny because like lectures were literally just like in high school, right? Just the teacher would say stuff and you had to write the exact stuff she said down, and that would be the thing. Like, it would literally just be an hour of someone talking and you writing the exact same thing down. Is that not the same in the Americas or the UKs? Honestly, I don't know. I thought that was just how it is everywhere. That like, that's how you get like, you just, someone says stuff and you just write it exactly how they say it for like an hour.
A professor, just as he had to do to his own professor back in the Jurassic. Of course, if you deviated by just one single word, or God forbid used critical thinking and voiced the material in your own words, you'd fail because alongside lust, gluttony and greed, phrasing things yourself during an oral exam is a cardinal sin when it comes to Balkan academia. Sometimes, even if you'd memorize the entire book and regurgitate the slop your professor wanted to hear, he'd still fail you. Because for some reasons, professors in the Balkan think it's a flex to have a high number of failing students in their class. One time...
Yeah! No! I had this one motherfucker at biology and he was like, oh my god, only 10% of people pass my class. And this, again, not even university, but I'm pretty sure he was a university, like, teacher. But, like, that was genuinely the only class where I was, like, I got, like, a 450. Which is basically a 5, which is technically passing. But, like, he would make stuff so hard on purpose that he'll be so proud of it. He'll be like, yeah, no one passes my class. But yeah, that just says you're a bad professor. Like, he would literally teach the most complicated stuff. Like, dude, have you ever learned in biology about how, like, plants cross-contaminate or something? Like, the phenotypes of plant breeding? Like, it was, holy shit, so complicated. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, he would literally teach us university level stuff and, like, brag about it. Genuinely. Like, why do I need to know about how plants breed? Chat. Like, he would literally teach us like genetics. Like, it was genetic stuff. He would like teach us genetic phenotypes and stuff. Like, it was holy shit.
In my statistics class, the professor was telling us a story about how she had several of her colleagues go and teach in the US. The Serbian professor then bragged how they're such tough professors because very few people pass their classes. And contrary to the praise and adoration they expected from their American colleagues, they were just dumbfounded and criticized them instead for being bad professors.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, if you ask me. And when I tell you they will fail you for no reason just to pump their egos, I'm not exaggerating to be like, look how quirky the Balkans are. One of my friends from Novi Sad once spent several weeks studying for his exam. He pulled.
You had a 94%? Ooh, I had 95. I mean 9.5, but like, that's a 1 point higher. We don't calculate it with percentages. We calculate it with like out of 10, and my final grade was like 9.56 out of 10. So that's a bit higher. So that means I'm better. Ooh. Okay, obviously it doesn't. But why are you coming here in a Twitch chat to flex your GPA? You think anyone's gonna care? It's a fucking Twitch chat. No one cares. But I'm serious. I did have a 9.55, 56, but it doesn't matter. I'm still stupid.
Questions from a hat, which is a common way of getting questions for an oral exam. Answered all of them correctly.
Oh god, yes.
And
we did that in high school.
The professor still failed him because the questions he pulled out were too easy for him. So the least you could say was that dealing with the professors was frustrating. What sucked even more about failing an exam was...
wasn't the goal just on topic? Don't worry, man. I'm taking the piss. I'm taking the piss, man. I'm taking the piss with you. You're fine. You got 100 philosophy. Hell yeah. You're literally Socrates. You are literally Socrates for that.
Was that shit had consequences on your own pocket. Now, I don't know for the rest of the Balkans, but in Serbia, if you go to a public university, you have to pay an exam fee whenever you wish to take an exam.
Okay, that's crazy.
This fee can range from major to major and can be smaller or larger depending on the amount of times you took the same exam.
Okay, that's crazy. I've never heard of an exam fee. Okay, dude, that's crazy.
But nonetheless, you still had to pay to take the exam at a university you already paid tuition to attend. So, of course, if a professor pulled some egomaniac bullshit and failed you just because he didn't like what his bitch of a wife made him for lunch that day, you lost your money for nothing, and then you'll be forced to pay again next time you have to take the same exam.
Man.
However, even as annoying classes and exams were known to be, the best part of going to classes was hanging out with people you'd meet there. I don't know what it is. Perhaps it's the shared misery or the mutual camaraderie that is garnered from failing the same classes for the billionth time this semester. But it seems that your lifelong friends are met during your university days. Now, unlike in Hollywood...
Wait, what does that mean? Wait. Dude, I don't even... Dude, I was thinking of a student. Oh, at university. Okay, yeah, I didn't go to university. So I guess it's the same in Romania as what you're saying. That's crazy.
Movies set in the sunshine-rich beaches of California where college kids go and hang out.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so we got confirmation from a Romanian chatter that it's the same in Romania. See, I told you I'm not going to be able to be your Romanian correspondent for this video because I didn't go to uni in Romania.
All during the day, and then party like wild animals, throwing lavish frat parties during the night. In the Balkans, things are much different. During the day, if you're not in class, you're probably at home studying for hours on end, single-handedly funding the lo-fi girl's existence. However, as soon as the sun goes down, you and all your study-induced zombies of friends come out of your holes in the wall
this
and
is
head
universal,
to the
though. This is not just Romanian.
You all pull as much meager cash you have left from the gibs your parents gave you.
The plan is simple. You meet up early, you buy a bottle of vodka, you drink it all between all of you guys, get drunk as piss, and then go to the club already drunk. It's called pre-gaming, and it happens everywhere.
when they stop by earlier in the month to drop off your food for the month and buy 2-liter beer bottles and whatever hard liquor is the cheapest and will give you cirrhosis after 2 shots and spend the night away drinking out in public and making a fool of yourselves. Of course, considering the huge amounts of stress everyone is going through on a daily basis as a student, all of your university friends are colleagues. However, as everyone's broke, all the students would freeload off of one guy that has a part-time job and can afford cigarettes. Also, if you're that guy, at this point in your life, there's a good chance you'll ditch the packed stuff and start rolling your own cigs because it's way cheaper and you have a flock of hungry chicks to feed. And so, for the next 4 to 8 years, or how many ever it takes you to finish your bachelor's, or your parents to get fed up with supporting a 20-something-year-old underachiever alcoholic majoring in some sort of IT or engineering, this will be your life at university in the Balkans. A truly stress-filled, miserable existence filled with state-sanctioned bullshit. But nevertheless, it was the best 4 to 8 years of your life, and you missed them dearly. Anyways, what's been your experience at any university?
Okay, I'm sorry. 4 to 8? Who is in the university for 8 years? Yo, okay, 8 is too much though.
First in the Balkans. What did you major in? Did any of this relate to you or your experience?
8 is actually crazy.
Down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you liked it. And if you really liked it, become a member like these wonderful people.
To get a master's, I'm pretty sure to get a master's is not 8 years. Because I had the opportunity to get a master's and I only had to do 1 extra year. For a PhD, that makes sense. 8 years is the time it takes to get a PhD. That's crazy. That's crazy. Dude. Honestly, chat, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I almost went to law school, chat. I almost went to law school. I applied. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to. I don't think I did apply, but those are my options. Like, I could have been probably still in law school. I can't see you as alert. Dude, the thing is, good thing I didn't. Holy, dude, can you imagine me trying to defend someone in court? Like, social anxiety and all. Be like, oh God, I gotta talk in front of all these people. And I gotta argue. And then you gotta be ruthless. You gotta be like, because sometimes you literally have to defend criminals. Your Honor, what the Sigma? Dude, yeah, no, dude. Chat, I could have gone a route where I wouldn't be a streamer. I'd be a lawyer, bro. That's crazy. Bro, Your Honor, he said, oh, his mama. Oh, dude. What if you had to join a courthouse Zoom call? Dude, there's no way I'd become a VTuber while being a law student. Are you crazy? I wouldn't have any time. Chat, we live in the best timeline. If we would have missed out. Exactly. I wouldn't be here, man. I'd be making money. Yeah, Pug.